Hello everyone, Ryan, teen on the scene here, and I'm here with the lovely Katia.
Hi everyone, Ryan, thank you so much for having me, and I'm so excited to be here and to be featured on Teen on the Scene.
Absolutely. So first let's discuss your love of politics. Just dive right into it. I know you've done politics at your school, and even you're interning with the Congresswoman in New York City, so tell us about that.
Thank you so much. So I am very passionate about political science, and I've wanted to be an elected official ever since I was 11 years old. But what really rooted my passion was taking a U.S. history class and realizing that legislation is the core to a lot of what has been happening and why it's been happening, and such as like legislative law and a lot of things in America that should be illegal were legal because of legislation, and how also between that and constituent work we can really make change in our communities. So I did a lot of research about the different elected officials and decided to get involved in New York City politics because I love New York City. I was born and raised here. I just love the diversity, the people, the community, and I wanted to make New York a better New York, and I knew I could do that. So I am a small business girl, so we have a small family business in Washington Heights, and I happen to intern for the congressman that represents that district, Congressman Adriano Espaillat, the first formally undocumented and Dominican congressman. And I was with him when he was also in the state senate, and it's just been such an amazing experience. I do all kinds of work such as translation. I help make certificates for graduating public school students in the district, but I also got more involved with the day-to-day cases that involve people's lives, such as immigration and affordable housing, and it really made me understand how legislation affects people and how local politics can make a huge change in our communities. And in addition to the government constituent work I've done, I've also done some campaigning for Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, my congresswoman, and Councilman Corey Johnson, who represents the 3rd City Council District in the city. And I am also very excited about Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, and I just love to see more representation and more democratic socialists in Congress because that's how I identify as well.
That is so amazing. Politics personally for me has always been something that I tread lightly with, and hearing you talk about it and like hearing how we can actually make a change to it, and actually have an actual hand in changing it and changing the way politics changes our lives and things like that. It's really, really interesting. So thank you so much for talking about that.
Of course, and it's so important to get more young people to vote, just because I've talked to some of the youth my age who are like, oh, like local politics don't really matter to me because, it's just the primary and it all stays the same and the system's corrupt. But honestly, every single vote counts, and me doing the work that I do has helped me realize how important it is to reach out to young people, which is why I'm so grateful to be featured here on Teen on the Scene.
Thank you so much. So next, I guess we want to talk about your involvement in the LGBT community in the center and something about LGBT Pride that you did over the weekend, things like that. Love to hear it.
Of course, thank you so much. So I have been very involved with the LGBT Center. I was actually raised in more of like a conservative household, so coming out was difficult, but as soon as I was out, I found all these resources in New York City, with the one being the most special to me, the LGBT Community Center. I just love the people, I love the place, it's just such a beautiful space, and there's so many resources. There's health resources, there's counseling resources, and there's several internships that I've done. I've done READY, which is a career development internship, which we got career development training and then placed into an externship. And I also did ROAR, which stands for Responsibility, Opportunity, Action, and Results, which is the social justice internship. And we're actually having our final event today, which Ryan is coming to.
Yes.
And
y'all see that later.
And there are some people who really like to create the work to take any kind of land, whether it's like an empty lot or just anything they can find, and use the resources they have in order to make a community garden. And our topic this cycle is food justice. So we've been studying community gardens, food accessibility, gentrification, race, and the cycle of poverty. And my specific group is about how to bring this knowledge back to our community. So that's a lot of the work I've done with the center. In terms of Pride, I just had a great weekend. I attended the Queer Women's March, I attended Pride, I attended Brooklyn Pride, I went to so many of the events and really decided to put myself out there because I realized that there aren't many queer women in politics, and like I want the representation to be there, and I just want to have a better understanding of the history of our community and how to really tell the world that I care about queer people, I care about queer youth, and I'm willing to do everything to try to change the systemic injustice that our community is facing, just because especially how as Pride has gotten to be like more well known, which I think is awesome, there's a lot of like, oh, rainbow flags, and then like as soon as the Pride March is over, like the issues aren't talked about, when in reality us queer people are facing these issues every single day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for talking about that. Being a queer person myself, it's very, very touching to know that there's someone that represents me, that wants to represent me when you go on and do so many big and better things, which leads to my next question, which is your future career and college goals. So please tell us like where you're going, what you want to do as a dream job, and how you really want to impact your society.
Thank you. So I will be attending American University next year in Washington, D.C. I'm so excited about it. And I'm planning on doing an interdisciplinary major in communications, legal institutions, economics, and government. So, and with a specific focus on American public policy and urban development, just because I care a lot about American politics and also care about cities such as New York and DC. And when I'm in DC, I'm also hoping to get involved with various social justice organizations and advocacy organizations and like the LGBT group. And I'm just so excited for what the future has in store. In terms of internships, praying for Capitol Hill. We'll see if that happens. I'm just going to apply and put myself out there and just really talk about how much I love this community and how much I really love giving back to people. I'm hoping to run for office one day, but I know that realistically there's a lot of steps that I need to take in order to get there. So in terms of now, I'm just going to focus on my short-term goals, but also keep the long-term goals in mind.
Awesome. So thank you so much for your time here. Just one last thought. If there had to be one thing you wanted to say to any youth out there that will be watching this and that might have been impacted by this, what would it be?
Honestly, I would just say to keep going, to keep pushing yourself. I understand that there may be obstacles that come along the way that might cause you to be like, no, I never want to do this again. And I've had those days where I'm just like, why do I want to get involved with this? But then I realized that I have this passion, I have this thing that I love so much and that I want to keep doing. And that even though these bumps come in the way, to just keep striving for that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for having having me. You know what I mean. Basically, like, thank you so much for being here with me and talking to us about that. You're an awesome person, and I know anything you do and you set your mind to, you will be amazing. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much.